Hello and welcome to the After Call. This is episode number 1, and I'm so excited to say that. I'm Joe, and I'm here with 3 of my very good friends, and we are actually friends, IRL. Woman number 1.
I'm Lex.
I'm Laurelle.
And I'm Nina.
And I brought you guys together for this adventure about a year and a half ago with one heck of a text message. I would love to know what your reaction was.
I think I had texted Nina saying, "Is this a Tupperware party?" Because if it is, I'm super excited.
Oh, yeah. I literally thought it was a pyramid scheme to what you said, Lex.
Okay. Yeah, we were going back and forth trying to figure out, we're like, because there was not a lot of information shared. It was very ominous and mysterious. And so we were excited. I was excited. I was like, let's see what this is about.
Were you excited about the Tupperware or about a cryptic text from me?
Well, Jordan sends a text immediately followed by a Friday night meeting invite that said the pitch. And I think that's what sort of spawned this texting between Lex and I to say, is it a Tupperware party? Is it a Mary Kay pitch? Is it a pyramid scheme? Like, what is happening here? Because we've never been this formal with a meeting invite before.
That's fair. Well, I feel like, Laurelle, what was your reaction?
We've had a bunch of conversations before on trying to do startups. And so I'm like, oh, this is just another one of Jordan's things. And honestly, I was like, I'm on board if there's no shipping. Like, as long as there's not a shipping component, whatever it is, I'm in.
Oh my goodness. We tried during the pandemic. I still think it's a wicked idea. We just have to figure it out. So I'm not going to share the details, but everything we've ever tried to do, the blocker is always drop shipping. Laurelle loses her mind and it shuts down. But it's actually funny that you say that, because before I sent you guys the text, full confession, I was not in the greatest place. I was struggling, but not sure why I was struggling. And I remember sitting alone in, I would say, my house, but it's really my ex's house. And I brought out my laptop and I was going through mine and Laurel's ideas, my idea, like a whole bunch of things. And I was like, there's this whole identity and life here that's been shelved for years. And then, full confession, I was realizing that, like, I hadn't seen you guys. We weren't really talking the way that you guys used to be an almost daily connect for me.
Yeah.
We've had conversations, like the personal stuff, like the professional stuff, the vent sessions. And I had this moment where I realized, like, how did I lose that? Like, and I'm not going to get emotional, but I was like, I feel like this is one of those moments where I'm staring at the things that I wanted to do and thinking about how much I missed you guys and how we had been this, like, awesome support for each other. And it was like, ding, here's one of the ideas, a podcast. Here are the people that I miss talking to who have offered me such amazing advice and tough love at all the right moments. Like, I'm going to combine the two. And we're going to have the conversations that we have, where we're going to invite people into it and hope that, like, some of the ways that we've helped each other, we can help other women.
But, absolutely. I mean, we've known each other for 10, 15 years. And throughout that time, had a lot of life lessons, whether that is in our personal relationships, whether that was at work, breakups, ups and downs, good times, bad times, throw a pandemic in there. Like, it is really cool to have this platform to sort of continue to have these conversations with each other, continue to learn from each other. But as you said, Joe, just like share it with the world, because I know that if what we're thinking is resonating with each other, then what we're going to be saying should hopefully be resonating with other people out there as well.
This totally gives me pandemic vibes. You're right, Lex. The only thing missing is, like, the multiple bottles of wine or the various hair experiments, because everything was closed. But even that was like, especially for me, I was like, I'm isolated from my gym girls, which is 2 of you, my work bestie, Laurelle. Like, it was, and I think it said, women, we need to talk. We need to talk. like the group chats are one thing, but like how I feel after I have a conversation with you guys, and you guys have either, again, the tough love or talked me off the ledge or given me some amazing perspectives, like that's what this is going to be.
So Jordan, you came to us with this beautiful PowerPoint presentation about what you envisioned this podcast and this community was. So why don't you tell our listeners, what are we in store for? What is the vision here? What are they going to hear?
First of all, thank you for complimenting my PowerPoint skills. They make me feel like that is an identifier for me. I take a lot of pride. And for anyone listening, yes, I did formally pitch 3 of my best friends with a PowerPoint that included data and statistics and persona data. But Nina, to your question, a lot of the things I think we've all been dealing with, digging into like identity crisis, which even at this stage in the game is still very much a thing, or that gnarly kind of term of imposter syndrome, or the way things change with age, the good and the bad. As someone who's in their 40s, I definitely think things get better. And all the conversations about like what it means as we move through various life stages. Full confession, I'm coming out of a year of a full rebuild, the domestic partnership falling apart, those things, figuring out who I am now. I look at you guys and like, Lex, you're building a business and you're a mom. Like Laurelle, I've watched you transition through life stages as like a serious career woman now with multiple kids. Like Nina, you've always been a little bit of my like corporate girl crush, and like how do we talk about even like the boardroom stuff and how to negotiate and how to stand up for yourself and how to have boundaries and how to work through the things that like, sometimes you leave those conversations or at the end of the day you want to rip your hair out. You need some ladies to talk it through with. That is what we will be for each other, again, forever and always, and for anyone listening.
So Lex, why were you excited about this?
I actually think timing is everything. And it came at a really good time in my life, at least. And I know in yours as well, Jordan. But I was about to come back from maternity leave. I had my first child, which was huge shocker. Love him, but like that transition from not being a mom to being a mom was very challenging. And so I think in that moment, I was feeling like I didn't really know who I was as this new person, a mom. I was trying to figure out my identity. And it's like, okay, how do I keep parts of myself, but also embrace this new identity? And I wanted something for myself. And I think that I was really excited about it when you pitched it, because I'm like, you know what? I have some things to say about my experiences. And obviously our conversations were something that always resonated with me and helped me get through some of my most difficult times with work and life. And so, yeah, I was stoked. I was like, let's do this. Like, this is amazing. And I wanted something of my own. So it felt like the right step forward.
Oh, I just felt warm in my tummy.
Oh,
Laurelle, what about you?
Yeah, I think mine was a bit more mixed. I was, I think like the idea was like super exciting to me. I like part of it is I know everyone's new here, but I basically attached myself to Jordan about 8 or 9 years ago at one of our workplaces because I was like, who is this person? I want to learn everything about the way she works. I want to know how she understands business. And so she's been a mentor for me for a very long time. But I haven't had that in general. Like it's kind of been Jordan. And so when she talked about like, hey, it's going to be a conversation with Lex and Nina, who are other people that she speaks highly about, I was excited for those kind of adult like actual like conversations about like what am I supposed to do with this contract I have? Like, am I supposed to negotiate this? Like, I don't know how to handle this. What should my title be? And that mattered at that time for me because I was on mat leave with my second. So I had a 1.5-year-old and then a baby. And so part of me was excited and then part of me was like, I have zero time to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to participate in this. But I was really stoked just to kind of get into conversations and then yeah, like we want to kind of grow, learn from each other. I basically want to learn from Lex and Nina, just like all of your experiences in your workplaces to figure out like how do you do this and that you're not alone kind of navigating it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, once I got over the shock that it wasn't a pyramid scheme, and also
no
the shock
Tupperware
of the
in sight, no
beautiful PowerPoint presentation, because I love organization. I just thought this was the best frickin' idea. Like, I am not a birth mom. I'm a stepmom of a 28-year-old. So I have all the time in the world. But when I usually am spending my time, it's at work. And I realized I needed something for myself. And this was like a very cool way to express myself in something I don't normally do in a format that would be extremely foreign and push myself out of my boundaries. And I was, I guess, probably sort of turning 40, or maybe just after turning 40 when you pitched me on that, Joe, too. So the whole sort of midlife crisis was really coming at me hard. And this helped to fill this void, I think, that I was thinking about how do I move beyond just being a working girl to like reclaiming things that speak to me in a different way, that give me broader perspective, that allow me to share my insights with other people. I think everyone's going to find out really quickly I'm the truth bomber of the four of us. I'll listen to you. I will definitely not agree with you probably 50% of the time as I look through the other perspectives. And so I think it'll be a fun dynamic between the four of us because we always come at it from different lenses too.
I do love that about us. We do have very different perspectives. And I think the other thing that I have always valued, and I hope that our current listeners and future listeners value, is that the advice may not always be what you want to hear, or the feedback might not always be what you want to hear. But what I've appreciated from all of you is sometimes it's exactly what you need to hear. And sometimes it's exactly what you need to hear and you feel better and affirmed. And sometimes it's what you need to hear and you're like, you're right, I do kind of need to check myself or maybe evaluate how I acted in this situation. But either way, I always feel like we're better off after the conversations, and that's the goal. That's why I wanted to bring all this together.
And for the record, we are not HR professionals. We are not trained psychologists. We are not social workers. This is all lived experiences. So I think there's a bit of a disclaimer on that front, but I'm also excited to sort of look into the stats, right? To like get a better understanding of how people feel about the topics we're going to bring up. Eventually we'll bring in guests too that can like fill those gaps. Talking about negotiations or talking about different things where we may not necessarily feel like the experts, but this is going to be a really fun experiment, really fun, cool project for all of us. And I cannot wait to bring the listeners along.
We know the psychologists that could come in and talk about relationship dynamics, or we know the executive coaches that can give feedback. We have other friends that have worked the corporate ladder while also navigating motherhood. And I'm so excited to bring that to these conversations and to everyone listening. But just, not disclaimer, we're not professionals at these things. We're sharing with you what our experiences are. And as we go through it, you'll go through it with us. But it will definitely be the real talk. It'll definitely be unfiltered. It's going to be fully legit, fully real time, and exactly the conversations that we have always had with each other, except now we're having it with you. So
love it.
Great. Super excited to have you guys here. I'm very touched to hear how you guys were feeling when this came to you. So I'm glad we all have a little bit of something to call our own, but also do with each other. And I'm excited for this adventure. So
me too.
Let's do it,
ladies.
Let's do it. Welcome to the After Call. Can't wait to see you on the next one.
Thanks for being part of the After Call. If this felt familiar, you're not alone. Hit subscribe, leave us a comment, and share this episode with a friend. See you next time for more real talk about the beautiful, messy chaos of life.